How could you not tell me this?
It still doesn't feel real.
Your life as you know it is about to change entirely.
Keeping this secret hasn't been easy.
How long have you known?
To be fair, we didn't even tell our closest friends.
Oh my God.
This is the first time we're telling the world.
Finally.
Demoted.
What are we talking about this episode?
Well, life updates, if you will.
Can you just hit us with the update? I'm beaming ear to ear.
I mean, first of all, what's up, Moterheads?
Hi, Moterheads.
Look, I'm not going to just divulge my greatest secret that I have been keeping so close to the chest for so long.
I should talk about my weddings probably, and then you can drop that.
I would love to hear about your weddings, actually.
Well, so this episode is just kind of our personal life updates because we like to give the Moterheads an insight into who we are, Ross and Natalie as people, beyond what we are as corporate bro and corporate Natalie.
Yes, and we all, by the way, we do also have a somewhat pod update as well.
We do have a pod update, which we'll get to.
We'll get that as well.
I am traveling an obscene amount. I'm going
just
to...
list them as fast as you can. Right now, you wrote them down. Just read them as fast as you can.
Vegas, LA, Hawaii, Aspen, Phoenix, Sarasota, Cabo, Charleston, Montauk, Chicago, South Bend, Santa Barbara, south of France, Cabo, Big Sky, Vermont, Nashville, Chicago, Newport, Sun Valley, Chicago, Santa Barbara, and then Chicago again.
So she's a bit of a globe trotter.
That is my non-work related travel, just personal.
It's wedding season.
It's wedding season.
Yeah.
And a lot of Chicago there, a lot of bridal showers, all that stuff. Charleston is obviously a bachelorette, Big Sky, and then just a million weddings.
The wedding economy is just booming.
It's booming.
And you are propping it up.
If you want to get married for the low price of $1 million, you can have an okay wedding.
You can have an okay, turns out you can have an okay wedding for the one low monthly cost.
Low cost. So that's happening for me. Just because we're divulging our personal
just divulge
stuff, like I went ring shopping this last weekend.
Got a pic. I got sent a pic and I was pretty sure she used a ring pop machine. And it wasn't. It wasn't. I was aghast. I actually audibly went...
Ross didn't respond. That's how mad he was.
I was so mad.
That's hilarious.
I was so mad.
And I think we've teased this before, but I'm moving in with Matt. Yeah. So we're moving in 2 weeks. Big step. So a lot of change is happening. And with the travel, I think our biggest update, actually it's not our biggest update, but our second biggest update is that we are going to be remoted for a few episodes here and there.
Yes. Demoted's not going anywhere, but as life takes us to the many different places around the world, as Natalie just mentioned, it becomes a little bit harder for us to get our asses in these bean bags. I think our spines might start to recover, which will be a nice byproduct.
We'll be healthier.
We'll be healthier, but you'll see for the 6 people who do watch the YouTube, you're going to see our personal setups, my office, Natalie's 18 different locations, wherever she is at the time filming, and so maybe the banter will suffer a little. We're still planning on doing guests. We will come into the studio when we can. You get to those points in life where something has to come off the plate. And we all look around and it's like, we just stretch ourselves so thin. And again, we love Demoted, but it was one of those things that we felt like, and I'm pretty sure you agree with this, that we could do and still give people what they want, but we needed to strip something back a little bit.
Yes. And I'll share for people, I think just having hard conversations in your life. I called you and I was a little nervous to talk about this, and you might have seen it coming. I don't know what you were feeling in that moment, but we had such a productive, healthy conversation. I called you. I said, I'm feeling pulled away from GSB. I'm feeling like I can't meet all these things. And you were like, I completely understand. What can we do? Let's brainstorm.
To be fair, I went to GSB too. I know,
yeah.
Who would helpful. I be to say you can't do this when I did this?
Yeah.
And I know how important it was for me and how formative it was for me and just my outlook on life. And so, I think for what it's worth, I think that's always been our relationship and things. It's just we talk about it. And I think that makes everything better.
It does. We made an agreement at the beginning of the year if we are feeling anything to tell each other. And so.
Yeah. And obviously maybe the banter will suffer a little, but not too much. I think it'll also add another dimension of things we can talk about.
Yes.
The more we're out in the world and experiencing ridiculous things, the more content we'll have.
And you still get the Raven story. If you guys listened to our first Remoted episode, you got the Raven story from Ross.
You got the Raven story.
Go listen to that app if you haven't.
It's about a stripper.
It is.
Yeah, it's about a stripper named Raven. Wonderful lass. But
my travel, aside, that's just one big change in my life. Do you have any big changes coming up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, big, small. I guess, how do I say this? I'm having a kid. I'm having a kid.
Ross is having a kid.
Mini Corp is on the way.
Corporate dad alert, corporate dad alert, corporate dad alert. He's got his belt buckle with his buzzer thing.
Me just instantly with a pager.
He's got a pager and a beer belly. He's coaching football from his couch, and he's got his little man next to him.
With his little backwards hat. He's going to wear his
Is
little
it a
backwards
boy?
hat. It's a boy. It's a boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
You're having a kid. This is crazy. It's so many jumps. Like, the people who have followed you are probably like, what is happening?
They just learned I was married.
I didn't know you were married.
Yeah.
They still think we're married because they don't listen to the podcast.
Every time I see that, all I think is not a Motorhead.
And they haven't seen that you had your wife on the podcast, Becca, who's glowing, by the way. She was gorgeously pregnant.
She was pregnant in that episode.
Which no one talks about.
No one talks about.
Because you guys didn't tell me anything. Because you guys literally don't trust me with anything.
It's not that we don't trust. We didn't tell anyone. It was like, I don't know. I haven't gone through this before, but it was kind of like a, whoa, is this real? It still doesn't totally feel real. I think, it was nice to have it our little secret for a while. I mean, it's a big thing. It's a stressful thing. Like, am I losing sleep? Yeah, of course I'm losing sleep about it. My life is going to change entirely as I know it. And it was the same thing I felt. I know it's different for all the parents out there. Again, I'm not a parent yet, so I don't know. But before we got Dex, before Dex showed up in a little crate from across the country.
Dex is their dog.
Is our dog. I was like, I was nervous the night before. I was like, how are we supposed to keep this creature alive?
Totally. And then, he's shockingly still alive.
He's barely.
Barely.
He's fighting the good fight right now.
He wipes his butt with toilet paper. That little doodle is a freaking...
He's a prince with 4 French fry legs.
Yes.
And I should preface and say, like, this was intentional.
Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't, it was the phase of life we decided let's take the steps towards, if this happens, it is now a possibility to happen. Can we just talk about one thing promoted, demoted early here? People who say we're trying. Like, blow my fucking brains out.
Oh, you guys are banging.
Unprotected sex, nice.
Wow.
Nice. No birth control, risky.
Pulling the goalie, congrats.
Yeah.
We're trying is like,
you guys are
honestly,
raw dogging.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I'll use the phrase pulled the goalie, and we're like, let's just live our life and not do the Aura ring. What's the cycle? Like, let's do this.
Just see if it happens, if it's meant to be.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And God, I think it may have happened the week after pulling the goalie. I swear to God, like instantly. And there's a lot of people's bodies are different and so forth. And I think I went to my doctor and I was like, yeah, Becca and I are like thinking about it. Like, we're going to maybe do it. And I was like, but it's gonna be fine. Like, it'll take months. Like, she's been on birth control for 18 years or however many years. And he's like, 1 week.
No way.
I was like, yeah, I know. But like, it doesn't really happen that fast. He's like,
it's
1 week.
It's really hard to have a kid these days.
He's like, 1 week. It could be 1 week. And I was like,
okay.
All right, well, now I feel sick. Should we get this prostate exam out of the way?
Okay, stick the finger up my butt. Let's get me on out of here. Like, oh my.
By the way, same doctor, different appointment.
Also kind of your therapist now. Like.
different appointment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But and I feel like what I've loved to see is that it's not your guys' whole personality.
No,
I think you see
refuse.
people who and I think that's maybe more from the woman's side of like when your friends get pregnant and you're like, okay, is there anything else we can talk about? Like, we were just ripping shots at the club.
Yeah.
Like, please don't forget that. Like, don't forget me.
I mean, to be fair, 2 days ago, we stayed up till 3 a.m. raging in our apartment. I had an old person party.
Can you share a little teaser of that party? Because I didn't roll through.
You had another prior engagement, if you will. You were invited. Let's just put that out there.
He did finally invite me, which was really nice.
I did invite her. So we had an old person party. And because I felt like, I did dry January. I had like not drank in a while. I had not partied in a while. And I think a lot of times you have these functions as you get older where people will come over and you're like kind of intending it to be a party, but half the people are just like,
they drove.
Don't drink. Yeah, like I drove. Like everyone's got an excuse because yes, alcohol is bad for you and it makes you feel bad and it hurts way more now than ever.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, this is going to be a full-on rager. Obviously, except Becca, who's pregnant. She literally can't.
She did not. She did not.
So what I did was I put on basically EDM on YouTube on the TV. And so people watch, and there's crazy visuals.
God, I'm so sorry I didn't make it. That sounds awesome.
We had so many snacks. We had
borscht.
No borscht, not this time. No borscht. And it was like 8 of us, and partied till 3 a.m. And Becca felt great the next day.
She feels amazing.
She felt great the next day.
You stayed up till 3. How late?
Yeah, I stayed up till 3.
Yep.
I stayed up till 3. I'm still sort of paying the price, but it was worth it.
Tasteful transition into one thing that might help with how you feel the next day. There is one thing that you can take before a big night of drinking that is something that you and I both swear by. It's actually something we've talked about on this podcast before.
Not an ad, but this is an ad.
This is now an ad
because this is one of our favorite brands.
And we're partnering with ZBiotic.
It's called pre-alcohol.
So ZBiotic's pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic.
It was invented by PhDs to tackle rough mornings after drinking.
So here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into this toxic byproduct in your gut.
It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that is to blame for your next rough day.
Pre-alcohol, this right here, produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down.
This got me through Scottsdale. And last thing I'll say is just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. That's important. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow.
I'm heading to Las Vegas tonight.
She already went through her pack.
And this is an all-night party. I've already gone through my pack. I texted Ross last night. If you don't bring me a ZBiotic, I will be very upset. If you go to zbiotics.com/demoted, you can learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Demoted at checkout.
And ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you are not completely satisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked.
Remember to head to zbiotics.com/demoted and use code demoted at checkout for 15% off.
Should we get back to pregnancy?
Can you tell me about just as a first-time parent? Because it's so interesting to me. I feel as though there's never been a larger gap in our ages until Becca got pregnant. And now I feel like I'm your daughter. And I'm just wondering, what's it like being a first-time parent, and what are things you have to learn about or go through?
Let's just say it's a lot easier for your boy being a dude.
Good. Way to fall on your sword there.
I mean, it just is.
Woke king.
I mean, I told Becca, I was like, if I could carry, I would.
Oh, you would not.
I would. I just said I would because I know I couldn't.
It's like in Severance when they're like, do you have a pouch?
Yeah, I know. This whole pregnancy thing, it's strange. It's strange. Would I rather be playing video games than going to ultrasounds and parenting classes? Yes.
Well,
I would.
What a terrible dad. I'm kidding.
I'm honest. Okay.
I don't think anyone expects to carve out this huge portion of their life to then learn how to care for this thing. You're not even caring for it yet. You're just learning how to be a parent.
Yeah. And we're reading this book called Crib Sheet, written by an economist named Emily Oster. And basically her whole premise is she's going to go find all the studies. She's going to read the studies. She's going to break the studies down, look for holes in those studies, and then sort of present you with the evidence to make your own informed decision. She's not here to say, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. It's all built within the context of your own life. And she presents the evidence so you can say, here's the decision I want to make.
And these are decisions on early development, how you manage your house. What are the decisions?
Yeah, it would be like breastfeeding, right? Are the benefits everything that they've claimed? And the answer is they're more modest than a lot of people will say. Vaccination will be one that the data overwhelmingly supports doing. Now, this was written in 2019, so I don't think she didn't study the COVID vaccination. Mm-hmm. But everything else, like polio and so forth, you should get that. Things like screen time, things like disciplining.
I'm so curious. What do they say about screen time?
Well, screen time, so it's really about the context and the content of what's on the screen. And so limited, let's see, what did I write? Limited evidence of harm from moderate use, especially after the age of 2. So
okay.
I mean, kids, you don't really need to stick a screen in front of their face before 2 anyway to distract them. But it's, I have learned about, what's her name? Miss
Rachel.
I've learned about Miss Rachel.
Yeah.
And I've watched these kids just turn into zombies. She's the good one. She's
the good witch.
She's the good witch who just these kids love, and she's got a lot of she's a
learning.
Broadway trained interactive learning. She is a brilliant person making a shitload of money.
Miss Rachel is a YouTube star.
She's a YouTube star
that parents are in love with because it's
Yes.
so appropriate. You put on Miss Rachel videos, the kids love it, and she pumps out a video a day. So there's always new content.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's interesting about the book is it's also about prioritizing parental well-being.
Yeah, that's
Like not just sacrificing everything about yourself so you can try to make all the perfect right decisions. Because like there really isn't that many perfect right decisions, if any at all.
And how do you foresee this impacting like your career and corporate bro and demoted and like your work life?
I mean,
Are you taking a step back for a bit? And like,
I think at first I was like, my life's ruined.
yeah,
My dreams are now his dreams and I have to give everything up. But I think as more time goes by, you know, we have a really good support system in the city. Both of our parents are there. You know, I think I mean, I already know there's no Matt or Pat leave in this organization.
I was going to say like, are you taking some paternity leave?
Well,
of course not.
I mean, I've shut down the travel basically. So this baby's due in April. I basically shut down travel past mid-March. I'm not going anywhere. So there's like this sort of weird wall on my calendar where nothing can happen after that. But I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to keep doing stuff. Like there's just no way I won't work. I need to work. I'm obsessed with working.
Yeah.
I think I'll just be a little bit more tired. It'll be a little bit more around the clock about when I can do that work. Becca's already like, I'm going to respond. She's like, I'm going to respond to emails at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that? She's like, well, I'll literally be awake, like just kind of sitting there. I'm like, well,
Great.
good, because I don't want to fire you. You know,
That would be so hard for us if I had to fire you.
it'd be tough for our relationship, but I fully intend to keep doing things. People are like, are you going to put Baby Corp in the content? I'm like, I don't know. Probably not. I don't need people attacking me for putting a child on social media because that's that's a whole other thing. But I'm sure it will inspire content, you know. But anyway, I mean, I think Becca and I are just going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know all the answers. We're not going to know all the answers. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to, in her words, give ourselves grace. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Unless, you know, we spell something wrong in the caption of our post. Then we won't.
Then we won't give ourselves grace.
Then we won't give ourselves grace.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my big announcement. I'm sure there will be more things I learn as we go. I'm sure I'm gonna get thrown up on. I built a crib this weekend.
You did?
I built a friggin' crib. We did a little time lapse. Becca said we should do time lapse. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna build this as fast as I fucking can. It's like big boy Legos, you know.
Hammer. Was there a hammer
No
involved?
hammer. It was still like, you know, like IKEA type stuff. It wasn't from IKEA, but you know, when you just, there's like one little wrench
That they give you.
that you need. I went stroller shopping, which was like shopping for cars.
Yeah, it was $30,000.
Guys, like, what's your lifestyle? It's like, I mean, you know, sporty, athletic, like walking around, like, you know, picking up
Lot of
stuff,
movement.
a lot of movement. He's like, oh, this one goes side to side. And I'm like, oh, it's so light. He's like, yeah, it also can support like 1,000,000 pounds. I was like, damn, and it goes side to side like this.
Wait, we're talking lateral movement?
We're talking lateral movement.
Oh, I'll take two.
Yeah. And I was like, I tried another one that didn't go lateral. Was like, that one's out.
You're just going to be like going in a circle.
Yeah.
With
And I was
a
like,
little fishy.
how much? He's like, oh, it's only like $1,000. I was like,
Hang on.
$1,000 for a stroller.
This isn't for me. This is for a dude I don't even know.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? What am I doing here? I don't know. I was in the neighborhood.
You walking
Side
this way.
to side. Side to side.
Walking side to side.
It's called a Duna, I think. A Duna or a Kuna Matata or something.
Think about all the brand partnerships that'll come from this.
Yeah, what is the brand called? It's called a Nuna.
It's called a Nuna.
The Nuna. The Blabba. The Blabba Gada.
And are we going to get to hold little dude on the pod?
Yeah, we'll bring him out. We'll bring him out here. We'll put his back to everyone because if I put his face on social media, everyone's going to freak out.
Yeah, you got to
As if the AI is going to read that stupid little potato face as something other than a potato. Like, God, let's relax, everyone. Chill. He might make an appearance and wear a backwards hat, like I promised.
I do need a backwards hat. Well, congrats. I am so
Thanks.
excited for you and Becca.
I'm scared.
I'm excited to be an aunt.
Yeah.
I'm excited to experience what it's like to hold a baby. I don't think I've held one since
If I
my
get
little
lame,
brother.
if I get lame, just promise you'll call me out.
I will.
I
but
won't allow it, but
I think it would be quite endearing to the broader society if you were just like such a softie.
Nope. Unacceptable.
We'll
I
see.
won't do it. So those are our big announcements.
Those are our personal.
We're going remoted. I guess I'm having like a kid or whatever, which is fine, like whatever. And you're going to be traveling around, going shopping for engagement rings. Like that's coming soon.
Hopefully, maybe updates to come. We'll see.
Maybe updates to come. So
It's so funny how different the Moterheads know us, how intimately they know us versus everyone on our socials.
Yeah,
the
it's
millions
crazy.
of people who follow us.
It's crazy.
They have no clue who we
That's
are.
why the Motorheads is real ones. We always said that.
But we love you guys.
We
So
do.
thank you for being here. And
We
that's why
do.
you get the salacious tea on our lives.
It's true. Let's dive into something called personal details you should not share at work.
Sorry I'm late. I found kind of an odd bump down there. That's like way too much. I wrote that at
Yeah.
4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
Might need an alt for that.
Sorry if I'm smiling. It's just that my son won his first fight at school, and I am so proud. We promote violence here. Thank you.
Congrats. Yeah, I'll get that deck over to you. Sorry if I'm a little off. My partner just introduced the idea of a poly relationship, and I don't know if I'm ready to invite more people into the bedroom.
Let me know how that goes, because I'm thinking about it. I guess my Gam got intimate for the first time in a while last week, and that's why she couldn't walk. It had nothing to do with the fall. So
that is...
I'm a little shook, yeah. I guess we can get started with the brainstorm, though.
Yeah. Whiteboard session.
My Gam is a freak like that, and she will tell us.
Well, my hemorrhoids are back, but let's get to the next slide here.
Yeah, I mean, my weekend was fine. Two of my buddies got robbed at gunpoint by a hooker at Jack in the Box, but yeah, otherwise it was like a pretty chill weekend.
Sorry, I was in the bathroom. You know, you just need to kind of lightly retch a little bit, and then you just feel so much better. It's like burping a baby.
A light retching. I was just going through a light retching.
Sorry, I just had to lightly retch back there. But I am feeling great.
Took a dump last night, and it was purple, like light purple. And let me be clear, I'm not sick. I just had to get that off my chest.
Thank you for sharing.
We can dive into the prezzo if you want, though.
Yeah, let's roll a tape.
I feel fine.
I'm totally fine.
It's just what I saw was very alarming.
You have one yam.
Yeah.
And what now?
All right, so those are personal details you should absolutely not share at work. Let's move on to promo demo. Promoted, demoted. Do we like it? Do we not like it?
Yes. Wearing silk to work. Kind of an odd one that Talon added. Perhaps his female coworker had a tight gripping silk
I was wondering
shirt.
if this was like some bit you went off on about silk at work.
I have no idea. I think silk shirts are like gorgeous.
Same. I think they can be gorgeous. I just don't really think about it that much.
Do you wear silk pants often?
No.
Not your thing.
I wore, there was this old brand that is no longer in existence that lined they were like nice pants, but inside was lined with silk.
Nice.
Which was nice.
That seems very luxurious.
But when it's hot, it's not so luxurious. A lot of stickage.
A little sweat in between.
A lot of peeling some things off of other things.
Totally.
So
been there. So silk to work. I'm going to promote.
All right. Promoted, demoted, baby books.
Demoted. I have no use for those.
Yeah. You just have to give them all to me. I'm going to get like Where the Wild Things Are. I'm going to get Goodnight Moon.
Wow.
I'm going to get some Dr. Seuss.
What's one about the little tree, the lonely tree?
I don't know. James and the Giant Peach.
James, okay.
Which is actually a weirdly advanced book.
The Big Friendly Giant, super advanced.
Stuff like that.
The last book I read was Jennifer Murdley's Toad.
Oh.
In second grade.
Oh. Jennifer Murdley's Toad. I went through a Goosebumps phase.
I
Animorphs.
love Goosebumps.
Animorphs as well was also a big
R.L.
one.
Stein. Holy.
R.L. I guess he's out there making shows or like movies now.
The Curse of Camp Cold Lake.
They're all like this exact same formula, and I was just eating them up.
I was so scared, shivering in my boots.
Did you have Scholastic Book Fair growing up?
Yes.
And you just like go hoard Goosebumps?
Yeah.
I would just ravage Goosebumps.
I also sold, my first sales experience was selling magazine subscriptions to my neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
And I would be like, are you sure you don't want Men's Health? Like,
Yeah.
my dad has one. Like, you would love it.
The pages are stuck together, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good publication.
And then you get like a sticker for selling like 500 subscriptions.
And
Right?
you're just like, what's up, bitches?
Yes.
Sales savage.
Right here.
Sales savage.
Promoter demoted, putting a saddle on Dex for Corp's son to ride.
Promoted.
If that doesn't happen, I'll be pissed.
I told Dex, I said, last night he was on my side of the bed when I walked into the room because he always like sleeps next to Becca until I'm ready to go to bed.
And you go in at 4 a.m.
Yeah. And I'm like, Dex, our days are numbered, brother. Our days are numbered before we are number 2 and 3 in this household. And Becca's obviously 4. I meant 3 and 4. I said, get ready, you bucking Bronco.
There's gonna be a saddle on your back.
He's gonna be saddle trained. He's gonna be broken like a horse.
Wow.
I told him. And he does this like
He's so tired.
he's so tired. His weary bones.
Is there anything in the book on like the relationship between a dog and a baby?
I don't know, but I do know that like if you have a dog already, you should try to take your dog around other babies and like expose the dog to babies. Some dogs don't like babies. Most
That would
dogs like
stink.
babies, and everyone's like, well, it'll be my child, so the dog will love it. It's like, I don't know if I would take the risk.
Yeah.
So,
You're gonna
we've
bring
exposed.
Dex around a few
Becca's
babies.
brother has like a potato phase baby. That's what I'm going to call them now at this point. Very much the potato phase. And so he just goes there and licks her bald head. Just like a fucking
So
ice
he
cream
loves
cone.
it. He
like
loves
an
it.
ice cream
Takes
cone.
a little chomp here and there.
I'm like, what is that? Just some weird salty, I don't know. Anyway,
I
he
love that.
licks babies' domes.
I can't wait to lick your baby's dome. Personally, Auntie Natalie is going to do
Soft
some.
little rubbery skull. Nothing can hurt them.
I'm just rubbing his head.
All right, promoted, demoted, childhood nicknames.
I like hated Nat for some reason, and now I don't have any feelings towards it.
Interesting. I was Hot Pants Pomerantz.
Oh, self-named or?
No. The story is...
I got really excited.
No, the story is I was baseball, like high school, and I was trying out for varsity, and day one of practice, our coach mandated you wear baseball pants. I brought baseball pants. The problem is they were my brother's pants, my little brother's pants. And so I just hiked those things on there, and they were just painted on my body. So
you were Hot Pants
So
Pomerantz?
all the seniors were calling me Hot Pants Pomerantz. No. And that name stuck for all 4 years.
Did it hurt a little bit when it first started?
Yes, but it worked because I made varsity and I started on varsity, and so it was like weirdly
I'm sorry
endearing.
about my pants.
Yeah, I was like, sorry about my tight pants.
Like I
And then I
rule
wore my
this
other
school.
and then I wore my normal pants later.
Yeah.
You know, the next practice. It was just that one practice. You have to run the whole practice if you don't have your pants. So
Your son will be named
Fishy
Pomerantz.
short for efficiency.
Efficiency.
Efficiency Pomerantz, Fishy P. Feel free, all of you out there, to talk about Fishy.
Fishy Pomerantz is going viral.
Going viral because we do love efficiency in our household, both the child and the concept.
One more. Promoted, demoted, pot stickers.
Hard promote. I love pot stickers. I grew up on pot stickers.
Did you see my story that I went and stopped at a random place called Yank Sing in Woodside, California, and pulled over to get pot stickers because it had a sign that said we have pot stickers?
So Yang Sing is like a super nice restaurant. There's one right down here downtown.
It wasn't nice at all.
It wasn't?
It was like a light up chain in a mall.
Really? So like Yang Sing is like upscale dim sum. It's like upscale dim sum here.
I'm not shocked that there would be multiple Yank Sings
Yeah.
in the world.
I mean, the Yang Sing lineage is strong.
It
goes back quite a few dynasties.
This one was kind of like a small little hut, and I grabbed my pot stickers and shoveled them in, and then
Nice.
got in an Uber and came back to the
That's
city.
the move. We have bags of pot stickers in our household.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's, yeah, and actually
So
Costco.
good.
Ling Ling's, pretty solid. My brother and I used to try to see who could eat the most pot stickers growing up. I hit like 32 once in one sitting.
I love pot stickers.
Yeah. I cook a mean sticker.
Oh,
And I
good.
figured out how to
So
not make them
hard-
stick.
hard promote on
Hard
pot
promote.
stickers.
I think that may be the number one, besides just protein drinks, the number one caloric intake in my life. Like if there was a graph of all the foods I've eaten, I think pot stickers might be number two.
There was a crazy stat. I went to a Survivor party and they did trivia, and it was like how many hot dogs are consumed in the U.S.
Are you asking me
annually.
to guess? Like,
Annually, I want you to guess.
can you give me like a unit? Like, is it like how many hot dogs or how many pounds?
How many hot dogs?
Is it over 1 billion?
Like, yes.
What is it?
It's 20 billion hot dogs.
20 billion hot dogs.
And just a quick story about me. I'm the worst person at trivia ever. So I told
love
my
hot dogs,
teammate to
too.
say 200,000. I have no idea.
200,000.
Like when I was a kid and they
Think
said
about every sports game.
no,
there's a
I
bunch of
know.
hot dogs.
No, I definitely didn't think it was 1 billion though. We
Yeah.
guessed like
No,
something
no.
in the 100 millions.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't, I thought 1 billion was crazy. Anyway.
I don't know, 200,000. They're like, okay, Natalie, just can you go order some drinks, please?
So literally, please go make us something sweet. When I was in middle school and they're like, how many jelly beans are in the jar? I swear to God, like I'm not able to answer that. I have no idea. It could be 30 billion jelly beans.
It might as well be.
For all I know, I have no idea. And so I go up there and my trivia question is, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Yeah.
What would you guess?
Well, based on the ads, it's a 1, a 2, a 3. 3. So that's all I know.
Give your guess. Sorry to make this a trivia episode.
Yeah. No. I'm here for it. Like, is it a standard lick on one side and then you got to do the other side, or is
You
it like
can't ask
are you
questions.
kind of
You just
throating
have
it?
to answer. You
All
just
right,
have to answer.
If my lick is a full throat, I'm gonna say 1,000.
Okay. So I guessed, I literally dead serious.
You're going to say 50 or something, did you?
60.
God, come on.
At 63. I am so dumb.
The entire room went silent.
It went silent. I'm like locking in final answer.
We should do that bit when you're the worst at trivia.
I'm so
We should just do that bit.
bad at trivia. It's so funny. And I just like, I'm so embarrassed. And it was like 480 or something.
How do they know that?
With my eating habits, it's 3 bites, dude.
Yeah, right. No,
that
literally.
thing is down my
Seriously.
gullet. Like I eat a Tootsie Pop in 2 seconds. I bite the thing off. Anyway.
Beck and I bought Tootsie Pops on Amazon, and and we have maybe 1,000 in our house, and I use them as because I'm a glutton for punishment, I am not allowed to bite it until I have licked down to the first part of like Tootsie.
Wow.
Like if Tootsie's not exposed, and it's a discipline thing, and I'm just like, you won't eat dessert, bitch, if you just make this last as long as you can.
I'm so impressed. Your tongue's just bright red.
Purple, red,
Because you're
orange.
only licking. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
So
are like
you actually,
brown.
you were advantaged in that question.
Yeah, I just kind of keep it in my mouth all at once. Okay. There's no good way to talk about this. I just keep the Tootsie Roll Pop in my mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Promoted.
Yeah, I'm gonna promote it.
Being terrible at trivia, promote it.
I want to promote it.
And
'cause
don't
it's funny.
be embarrassed about it, everyone listening, because
Yeah.
I suck.
Yeah, you
and
just
I'm
don't
good.
want it on
I'm
your
good
team.
at a lot of things. You just don't want me on your trivia team.
Trivia is not one of them.
And
That's
Matt's
fair.
obviously the best.
Of course.
My partner, Matt, is the smartest person in the room, any room we walk into. So perfect.
Good dynamic. Opposites
Yes.
attract, you know?
Exactly. Let's do a Dear Demoted.
All right.
This is submitted by T Money. Dear Demoted, I am a male 25-year-old and my team of 10, including my boss, is in their late 30s to mid 40s, all mothers with kids. They're all super nice and very laid back for a team and being in the Fortune 500. I do have a bit of a hard time to connect with them, especially when we meet in person. For example, I'm sitting in my hotel right now and we have 2 hours till dinner and nothing to do. Is it a career limiting move to send out an invite to the group for happy hour? Would it be bad if I just went to the hotel bar alone? Love the pod. Listen to it weekly.
Honestly, T-Money, you can't lose here.
You can't lose. A playful invite to a happy hour, you just do have to put your pride aside and expect all of them to be like, F no, I have a kid at home. I barely want to be here. I'm not going.
Or they might be dope as fuck and like, yo, I'm not at home right now with my kid. I'm going to come down to happy hour.
I would
This is
love
gonna
to
be
drink with
sweet.
you.
And drinking at the bar alone, I do it all the time.
Do you?
And I like, it's similar to when I play golf alone. All I dream of is like, I'm going to just hang out with a couple of VCs who are like, hey, kid, I just see so much potential in you. You want $100 million for no reason? Like I have this
That's
weird,
what you picture?
Yeah, I picture some like dudes are going to come and be like, man, I just see so much potential in you. Can I give you a lot of money to do something great? And I'm like, yeah,
Fine.
you can.
Wow. That's like so funny. That
It's
thought has
not the
never
cougar.
crossed
It's
my
not the
mind.
cougar moment.
No.
It's just a couple old guys like, kid, I see something in you.
I love that. So you spend a lot of time alone at bars just dreaming about this kind of
Sales
weird
kickoffs.
wet
I spend a lot of
dream
time in hotels
scenario.
alone. You always
Yeah.
bring Annie. I'm like alone a lot of the time. So I just go down there and check out the scene. I just sit there by myself like a loser.
I'm a total loser. I never drink anymore, like on work trips. I'm just too overworked.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we went to this fun like party. It was the premiere of the Z Suite. There's like an open bar, sofa, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll get a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I'm too tired.
That was me in dry January. But otherwise, I'm going to go down there and see what their Manhattans do.
See what it does for you.
I'm not going to go ham because usually I'm speaking the next day. And then I just need take the little edge off because I'm nervous anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think no shame in going to the hotel bar alone. I think also no shame in throwing out an invite. Just make sure you throw it out to the broader group.
Yeah. Don't exclude.
Don't invite that one hot mom who you're kind of into.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Don't make it obvious.
Then it's a date.
Yeah, exactly.
Invite her and everyone else.
Yes, agreed. All right, so this one is submitted by Geriatric SDR. I'm in my early 30s working as an SDR in a startup's technical sales role, and it's been a great learning experience. I've been here just under a year, and it's actually my first corporate role. Before this, I was a stay-at-home mom, prioritizing my ex-husband's career, and I previously worked in a luxury skincare and beauty sales role. Ross, you've mentioned that it was challenging being an older SDR breaking into your career, and I'm really feeling that. Working alongside mostly 23-year-old fresh grads, I sometimes feel too old for the role and way more capable than what I'm doing day to day. I've been consistently exceeding my monthly quotas and I'm at the top of the leaderboards. This, along with my age and prior experience, has made me eager to move up. I've also made the goal of transitioning into an AE role clear, but there is no clear timeline from leadership. I find myself contemplating if I should stick it out and grow within the company or I should consider looking elsewhere to advance faster. First of all, I'm going to sound like Gary Vee here, but you're 30 years old? You're a baby. You're just a baby. What are you talking about?
You look in the mirror at 85, your life's just getting started.
You still got 10 years.
Life is just getting started. I would make your first video now.
Yeah.
I love Gary Vee. I just met him actually. He was a producer for the C-suite. I said, hi, I love you. And I was like, why did I say that? That was so not
and now
moving
you're
the
just
needle.
gonna play that the rest of your life in your head.
I'm not moving the needle at all. Okay.
That's all right.
What are your thoughts for geriatric SDR?
I think it is, regardless of age, making the jump from SDR to AE is the hardest jump there is to make. I think the problem with startups is there is no track, so to speak. Like if there's headcount open, there's headcount open. If there's not, there's not. And that could be years. It depends on the company, how well it's doing, the economy, a lot of things. A place like Oracle, for example, there's turnover all the time. Shocker. So there's always seats to move into. I think you have to kind of look at assess the situation and say, how long have I been here? If it's been just a year, very few places will promote an SDR to AE in under a year. So I think you just got to keep being the squeaky wheel. If you see growth potential within the organization, if the company itself is growing and therefore adding more people, I would stay. If it's not, I don't think there's ever any downside to interviewing and making it very clear you want that AE role. So it's sort of a preference. I think if you have the ability to consistently interview, which I would do, I would interview for fun just to see like what are other companies offering, stay sharp on that. I would do that, but then also just realize that do not go take a lateral move. That's what I'll say. Do not take a lateral move elsewhere because the clock will reset no matter what they say. No, we'll promote you in like 3 months, 2 months. And you're like, oh, I could do that. I'll make the move. And then it doesn't happen. Like, unless there's something firmly in writing that is a guarantee, even then I'd be nervous. So
that's interesting. Is that sales specific? Or do you think that's for any industry?
I think it's for any industry without knowing the deep context, but it's especially
my
happens
friend
for
is
SDRs.
about to make a lateral move to a different like potential like banking role. And
is this like a startup or is this big?
It's big.
Yeah. I
With
mean,
the opportunity for you'll get promoted in 3 months is quite literally the language.
I just like, that's just such bullshit. Things can change so quickly. And especially in like banking right now with like the current political landscape and the way banks are looking at the economy and growth. And, right now we got tariffs and uncertainty and a lot of shit. I would be very cautious.
Interesting.
I would just be cautious. Like unless it's in writing, then I wouldn't do it. But especially for SDRs, like SDRs, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of roles. There's a lot of demand for those roles. You can get stuck really easily. So don't take the lateral move.
Okay.
That's all I'll say to that.
Great advice. Thank you so much. As a geriatric SDR yourself.
As a geriatric myself.
Can I read a review?
Please read a review. Read a review.
10 out of 10, 5 stars from Jay Lawrence. Love listening to these chit chats while I work. They're saying what we're thinking as young millennials in corporate America. Cheers.
We're just saying what you're thinking.
That's what we're trying to do.
You think it, we say it.
Like you're thinking about wearing silk to the office. We're talking about
it. We're talking about your gooch getting that silk treatment.
You're wondering how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll Center for Tootsie Pop?
Some people say 63. Those people are stupid.
Those people are not smart.
Those people are the ones who get the drinks for the table.
Exactly.
All right.
That's funny.
I'm going to hit a shout out here. Big shout out to my mentor, EC. This sales savage hit 2x his quota multiple times in 2024, all while mentoring multiple new salespeople. You're an awesome rep, leader, and friend. Good luck in your promo. You deserve it, King. From Kyle.
Shout out to my coworker for sleeping with our boss. It ended up getting him fired, which led to her and I getting promoted from walking HR violation. Holy shit.
Now that's a new one.
That one was charged.
That one was very charged, and hopefully we get the story one day in our corporate confessions.
Which we'd love for you to submit. Contact at demotedpodcast.com. You can go on our website. There's a form. You can go into our DMs. And actually, there's a link in the IG, our Demoted IG, as well as TikTok. You can just go there, submit a little some voice memos. You want to send it? You want to hear your little tasty little voice on the pod? And while we ridicule you and berate you and make you wish you never did that, do it. Do it.
Submit it.
We're so nice.
Yes.
So crib train
that like button. Give birth to the subscribe.
Get a C-section on that like button.
Yes. Leave a review in Apple.
Sleep train that subscribe button.
Sleep train that subscribe button. Travel all around all the like buttons on all the platforms like Natalie will do.
Ring shop with that like button.
Ring shop with that goddamn like button.
And
we'll see you next time on
Demoted.
Demoted.